The one thing that you got to you don't have to, but one thing you need to overcome are words. You got to overcome words because of the fear of words, we are losing our country. And the children of the lie, they know how to use words like 90 going north because they know that you are afraid. And so they use words in order to manipulate, control, and get what they want from you. Once you're born again of God, when you truly return to the Father, there will come a time when I'll return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. And once you return to the fathers, one thing you do start to overcome are words. And that way, you can't be controlled by words once you overcome them. But in the fallen state, you are subject to them. And the children of anger, they know how to use words against you. And we have seen it now in this country, America, and I want my country back. For the last 70 years, they have used the word racism, white supremacism, and slavery and Jim Crow in order to manipulate and cause you to run so they can take away from you what they want. Material things. What they want so that they can destroy America. Because I notice that people who intimidate you, when they get material things away from you, they don't make it better because that's not the answer to life. And the one thing that has been used in this country over and over and over and over, and now it's like 90 going north. They use the word racism or white supremacist so much now that everything is about that because they know you're afraid of that word, of those words. So they're adding to the words. You got to overcome words, folks. Some of you know that since Joe Biden been in there, one of the things that he's doing is opening the floodgates for illegal aliens to come in again into our country. And it's about the vote. It's not about the illegal aliens. They can care less about the illegal aliens. They don't care about the American people, and they don't care about the illegal aliens. And when I say they don't care, is that we're really responsible for caring for ourselves. It's the way we treat others. It's not the way we're being treated. All right? So I don't necessarily like the word they don't care about anybody, but because it's we the voters who are supposed to vote in the right people that will work for us and not against us. Can you imagine hiring an employee and that employee work against you for years? And what do? You keep the employee on the job. What do you think going to happen? But these people have used the word racism, white supremacism, slavery for years now. And they think that it is working. And it is in that they're getting the material things that they want. But it's not going to bring peace for them at all. And so now that Joe Biden is bringing in the illegals by signing executive orders, the whole mess, see how the whole conversation changed now. We are back to the old conversation of the way things were before the great white hope, Donald Trump, was elected. Some of this conversation had died away for the most part about the illegals and everything. And now it's out there again. And these people are trying to come into our country. We don't know who they are. Or have they been tested for the Chinese virus or anything else? And they're coming from different countries across our borders. And it's for the vote. That's why you shouldn't love power so much you'll do anything for it. It's a fake power. It's not real. So here is the word that I'm talking about racism, how they're using it again. This is from Fox. And this is an example of the brand new radical face of America today. It's like going out of control, it seems. This is from Fox. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot criticized two aldermen as racist. She called them racist. You know why? Because they oppose an expansion of protection for aliens under Chicago sanctuary city law. Watch this.
That being an immigrant or a refugee is not a crime. Alderman Napolitano and Alderman Ray Lopez. I just have to say, shame on you. Spirited debate, which is at the heart of our democracy, is not the same as using racist tropes and xenophobic rhetoric to promote yourself on the backs of others and demonize them. And we dare not be silent when that happens, particularly not when it's coming from the mouths of city council members.
And so she used the word racist and xenophobic and all those name calling so that you would shut up and sit down and let the illegals come into your country and destroy it. All for a vote. So I'm wondering, why don't the aldermen that you call racist hold a press conference and just let them know exactly what's happening? She wants these people in because they want to control the city of Chicago. But because of the fear of being called racist, they won't hold a press conference. This is getting out there to the people who don't know. The other side is not being out there, being put out there, because white people are afraid of the word racist, and they know it now. And everyone who get angry at the whites, they call them racist. The first thing out of the mouth. When black people walk down the road and knock out white people in the middle of the street, old or young, they did it because the whites are racist. It is hardly reported in the news. This woman, Lori Lightfoot, is lying. It has nothing to do with race at all. But she's black. She can get away with it, and the white people praise her for it. It's amazing to see it. And it's just getting worse. It's not getting better. Well, maybe it's getting better. People are waking up. Hopefully it's getting better. Fox has also reported that the Biden administration has named a woman by the name of Jelena Porter as spokesperson for the U.S. State Department. A woman by the name of Jelena Porter. Is she black? What a mess. As spokesperson for the U.S. State Department. Listen to this. Porter wrote on social media back in 2016. Just hear this. Back in 2016, she wrote, Porter did, Jelena Porter wrote, the largest threat to U.S. national security are U.S. cops. The largest threat to U.S. national security are U.S. cops. If y'all don't wake up and rise up to this truth, the genocide against blacks in America will continue until we're all near extinct. That's mind-blowing. Even in a fallen state, I would know that's a lie. That's a lie, bald-faced lie. It's not true at all, but because they can say it and the whites don't oppose it, it seemed true. I remember when I moved to LA at 18, at some point I started listening to Louis Farrakhan and Jesse Jackson and others, and they were saying these things about white people, how they were racist against blacks, and they were trying to keep the black man down. And as a young person, I believed it because there was no opposing view. I didn't hear white people saying, you know what, these people are lying. I didn't hear the blacks saying these people are lying about the whites. So, and Louis Farrakhan and Jackson and others were held up as the black leaders. And so I believed it because there was no opposing view. And it wasn't until I started to question things. If the white man is keeping me back because I'm black, why don't they do the same to Jesse Jackson and Maxine Waters and all those people who are telling these lies? So this woman, Jelena Porter, according to Fox, wrote back in 2016, the largest threat to the U.S. national security are U.S. cops. And if we all don't wake up, rise up to this truth, the genocide against blacks in America will continue until we are near extinct. And Joe Biden named her spokesperson for the U.S. State Department. Do you think there is a white person that could have said that on the Republican side of the fence, and they would have named her spokesperson for the U.S. State Department, and the Democrat would sit back and say nothing about it? How about if it was happening on the other side, right? Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. It's a spiritual battle, and white folks are afraid. Fox has also reported Jelena Porter was a cheerleader for a football, I guess a football team, I'm not sure. Was it just a football? Oh, okay. Jelena Porter was a cheerleader for football not too long before getting this position. It was for the Oakland Raiders. And then she was staffer on Capitol Hill before this huge promotion. The world gone crazy. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. They got to come back, and they will come back. Don't worry. People are waking up all around the world, and they are understanding you got to stand up and speak up. You got to represent good and don't hate. Stay away from anger. You can see and deal with it in the right way. It's amazing. Can you imagine this woman is spokesperson for the U.S. State Department? And she said the police, the largest threat to U.S. national security are U.S. cops. So what do you think going to happen to cops now? The people who get up every morning and evening and night and go out into the evil of the streets to protect the good citizens. And what do you think is going to happen? This woman is saying to black people that if y'all don't wake up and rise up to this truth, the genocide against blacks in America will continue until we are near extinct. That is so evil and a lie. And what do you think young black people will do when they hear this? Will they continue to go out there and knock white people out, rob, rape, and steal, and kill in some cases? This is about pushing hatred. It's not about pushing love. And this woman say those things, and she get elected into our government. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. In a Christian country, we got to bring back Christianity. Can we say South Africa is alive and well now in America, and they're putting in all the people to just push it further? They will take your land without compensation, white folks, because they know you're not going to speak up. You're not going to get involved. You're not going to vote them out. You're not going to disagree loudly. And some white folks are afraid to disagree in their homes now because their children been brainwashed, and they'll go out and report that. Doesn't sound good to me, but it's up to you. A spiritual battle. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the JLP Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.